Said if he don't go to South Beach.
I am gonna be upset, but I ain't mad with him with JT though.
Well,
That's
Tatum,
fine.
that's his boy. So
Come on,
yeah.
St. Louis link up.
That's his OG, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah, love to see what happens here, man. But yeah, LeBron James. At some point, bro, we love you to death, bro. Make your decision, bro.
No,
Yeah, bro. It's
Make
time
your
to
decision,
no, bro. No. I have kept this league afloat for 23 years.
All right,
Y'all
thank
will
you.
move when I say move, bro.
All right, well let's move.
time,
Like, come on. Let's get to it.
It can't be no more dead period. It's like the World Cup is over.
Adam
on,
Silver
man.
said we can't release the schedule until this man pick where he want to go. It's top tier.
Brian like
bro.
that. He like that too. He doing it. He doing it on purpose at this point.
Rich, what y'all doing, man?
It ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else going on in the world. It's perfect time for Braun to drop.
You know when you said we all gonna care, bro. I don't know what you waiting on, man. You're not waiting on a decision.
Drake album already came out. Future album already came out. Rick Ross album that came out.
Yeah.
That's gonna be worldwide.
Tory
numbers,
Lanez album.
bro.
Actually, he got the best album of all of them, but that
Tory
didn't
Lanez
came out.
album is. We can talk about that today, but
That's a pretty good album.
pretty fire.
Yeah, he must be in the halfway house. Cause ain't no way he in the pen making that type of music.
Man, oh
Wi-Fi,
God, bro.
They do not have that type of Wi-Fi where he at, bro. At all.
Pretty damn good.
Hey, man, LeBron James, make a decision. But before we got off this subject, where y'all think LeBron gonna go, man? He going back to Cleveland, or is he going to Miami, or is he going to Golden
man.
State?
Just go to
Cleveland,
Let's get it over
bro.
with.
Go to the
Honestly, no,
crib.
he didn't care.
Go to the crib, bro.
I don't care either. To be
I don't even care no more. I used to be invested. I ain't invested no more.
We don't waited too much. Now we don't care.
Yeah, I'm like, just wherever you go, man. Good luck, man.
For sure. Does any of those teams become immediate contenders with LeBron James on their roster?
The small forward position. Standing 6'8", number 0, Jason Tatum.
Don't you know I'm loco?
This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Friday, I'll be matching up with Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. And then on Sunday, they'll go up against Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. In the backcourt, we'll see Maxey and Edgecombe. Joel Embiid out there with James. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. And for Boston, Pritchard and White are their guards. Paul George is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Keita in at the 5. Well, no doubt these players, GA, are eager to get this season going.
Listen, there's definitely some nerves, but it's mainly excitement. This is their first chance to showcase all the hard work they put in during the offseason.
And so it's the Celtics getting on the board first. James, a screen on Pritchard. And LeBron throws it down hard.
And what an explosive finisher LeBron is, rocking the rim whenever he goes up like that.
What a great look here at this tremendous move from our AT&T Connected Cam point of view. Here's Boston now. Outside, White. Back to Tatum. Off target from outside. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Here's what Boston's head coach had to say when we spoke earlier. Coach was enthralled by the court awareness of LeBron James. He said, quote, very few guys know where all the players are on the court at all times. Very few players have the skill and the ability to take advantage of any slip-up. LeBron falls in both of those categories. There's a reason people talk about him as the GOAT. Guys?
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you.
Look, shooting off the catch is something White's become really good at.
I know some would classify Derek White as underrated. Stan, what's your read on him?
Well, Kevin, I would say he was underrated for a long time, but now I think we've all gotten smarter, and we all realize Derek White is one of the best guards in this league, period. I don't think he's underrated anymore, and I just think it took us a long time to catch up with how good he is.
Here's Tatum. 76ers getting the bucket. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's White. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Now, here's Maxey. Brown outside. Embiid with a screen on Tatum. Brown finds Maxey. To the inside. And the dunk by James.
And keeping that head on a swivel, Maxey anticipating his man to be there off that pick and roll and delivers a nice dime.
George passes to White. Tatum wide open, he fires one. Buries the long-range jumper.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Maxey passes to Embiid. Embiid the screen. Pass to Edgecombe. And stolen by White. Here's Tatum. Plays it up off the glass. Tatum's got his second basket of the night.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early,
and LeBron throws it down.
Defensively, in that pick and roll action, you have to stop LeBron first.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. It's a three-point game. And White kicks to George. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Embiid with the screen on Pritchard. Actually passes to Embiid.
And we know how good Embiid is at drawing fouls, especially in the painted area. He welcomes the contact.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And 88 from the line a season ago. He was one of the best shooters in the league.
11 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Pritchard for three. And again, Boston with the triple. He gets it up. It's not going to go for him. And so it's Boston with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've done a lot of great work from long range. We'll return shortly. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
And staying on defense, the Celtics content to play the percentages.
Yeah, look, the Celtics want to deny threes, free throws, and layups. If you beat them shooting 2-point jump shots, they'll live with it. But can they force more turnovers?
So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got John Morant, DeRozan out there with Zion Williamson. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Green in at the 5 down low.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through.
Robinson with the block. Pritchard with the ball. It's stolen by Green. Shoots over Hauser. No good off the back of the rim. Boston leading by 6. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thank you, guys. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, the closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control, things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you. Guys?
Staying dialed in. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. We often hear that the skill level in the league has never been higher, Greg, and some say this is the peak of the game. What do you think?
And I'll tell you this, Kevin, I'm not complaining. If the league can improve upon this, the sky is really the limit.
And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. The Celtics making a switch here. Tatum's checked in. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. 5th on the list, Jason Tatum.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Oh, good on that one. And you think about the style of Sixers head coach Nick Nurse. Greg, what stands out to you?
He just has a willingness to experiment and adapt. That's a real asset with some of the challenges this roster has faced. And a big part of why this front office brought him in.
Hey, Stan, how about the Boston Celtics? Back-to-back 60-win seasons.
Well, Kevin, winning 50 is a great season. 60 wins is simply incredible. We have lots of regular seasons where no team wins 60. Credit Joe Mazzulla, his staff, and players for keeping this thing rolling.
And so it's Pritchard with it. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Inside, Tatum!
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
And Anthony Simons got his teeth under Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum, Stan. Some pretty good manners.
You aren't kidding, Kevin. And I think going up against those guys in practice every day, watching them every night, and being another guard who has to score the ball, he couldn't have learned from anybody better. And Anthony Simons now a tough guy to stop.
And the 76ers making a change here. Bulls checked in. DeRozan against Tatum. Bulls and the dunk by Bull.
That's just too easy for Ball. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
Morant against Pritchard. Tatum on the wing. 5 on the clock. DeRozan with the rebound. The 76ers trail by 8. Simons the pass to Bull. The rebound by Paul George. Shoots from 12. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Simons wide open. He'll fight. A three-pointer no good. The 3 from Tatum. And Bull pulls it down. For Philadelphia, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Williamson with the bucket.
A bowling ball on the glass. Williamson's big body is so difficult to box out.
Bounce pass Pritchard. The 3 from Tatum. The shot will not fall. The 76ers trail by 8.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
And here's Morant. Williamson, the screen. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on George. It's his first trip to the line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
The first one falls.
Along for the 76ers, Zion Williamson. 2 shots.
He's off on the second. And so it's the Boston Celtics bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
Well, Jason, you hold the lead going into halftime. What's been your advantage so far?
For most of the half, we were really good defensively. We let our foot off the gas a little bit, so we got to do a better job.
Keep the pedal to the metal, guys.
Terrific, Allie. Thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket. Kenny, back in your playing days, how far ahead would you look on the schedule?
Unless we were in the playoff race, I really only focus on the next game.
Yeah, it doesn't do any good to look too far down the road. That's for the coaches.
Yeah, as a coach, you're planning, game planning, and all that stuff, practice planning. But as a player, you got to stay in the moment, focused on the task at hand.
And now let's discuss this game. Talk about a strong start for the Boston Celtics.
They're getting good looks from range. That's been the key.
But they also hit a bunch of contested threes, playing with great confidence. You could see the lead snowballing in the second half.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
The 76ers trail by 7. Pritchard and White are their guards. George is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Queta in at the 5 spot. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
So it's Boston now. They've led by as much as 10. Outside Tatum. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, over the years, we've seen Tatum become increasingly comfortable playing through contact.
And sometimes, Stan, lost in everything he has done for his team, Jason Tatum is one heck of a playmaker.
Yeah, Kevin, I think what happens to guys like Tatum when they come into the league is because he can score the ball, and that's such an important skill, we tend to focus on the scoring. But Jason Tatum has become a better playmaker in his time in the league. He's become a better defender and a better rebounder. This guy excels at everything.
And the Celtics with possession here. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Tatum. Outside, George. Shot clock at 6. Back to Tatum. Over Maxey. Here's Queta, and he uses the glass on the layup. Queta's got his second basket of the night.
He's not looking at the score. He's staying focused, and he's staying active.
Well, you have to play like it's a tight game. You cannot let up in this league.
And that IQ of Green, just sizing up defenses and making the right read in that pick and roll.
Celtics leading by 8. Pass to Tatum. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. White setting the pick for Tatum. Trying to find White. Gets it to him. Count it. Good. White's got the lead up to 10 now for Boston.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Tyrese Maxey trying to do it all for his team. He said, I think the biggest part is leadership. I need to lead by example and lead with my voice. I have to play well, and if I do that, I can demand respect with my play. But I really want to set a good example just by how hard I work. Back over to you, Kevin.
Great mentality. All right, Allie, we thank you very much. Here's Tatum. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. And it's White missing. Here's Edgecombe. White covering. Outside, Maxey. 1:25 left in the third quarter. Pass to Brown. Philadelphia moving the ball around. That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Maxey.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Pritchard. And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's ready to talk things through with them.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Williamson is checked in for James. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Brown. Simons, he's checked in for Edgecombe. And it's Morant in for Maxey. And timeout called by Nick Nurse. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Some changes here for the 76ers. Ball, he's checked in for Draymond Green. And Beal subbed in for Williamson. To the middle, here's Robinson, and Robinson throws it down hard.
Nice pass inside, making things easy for him.
And DeRozan kicks the ball. Morant against Conley. And it's Morant missing. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Pass to Garza. Now here's Tatum. Guarded by Morant. Oh, what strength and power from Tatum.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Now Morant. He has yet to score. Ball is screen on Conley. Morant reaches the ball. Back to Morant. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Boston on top. They're up by 10. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's
Center, number 88,
The start of a fresh season, but we know the focus for both of these teams is to come out strong today.
Yeah, for the first handful of games, you just want to play hard and build some chemistry. Get more comfortable with your teammates while also learning their tendencies and preferences.
Here are the 5 for Philadelphia. Maxey and Edgecombe man the backcourt. LeBron James out there with Joel Embiid. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Pritchard. Rebound by Philadelphia. Brown with it. Embiid finds Brown. And the jam by Brown.
That's you on defense there. You can't give Brown this much room for takeoff or it's going to be a problem.
And it's the Celtics ball. Outside White. Outside Tatum. The 3 is up. White can't hit.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
And for the Sixers, the growth of Tyrese Maxey has been everything, Grant.
Oh, my. His growth, both with his play, but also with his leadership, has meant a lot. And he has such a joyful energy. It really helps pull this team together.
Now here's Tatum. Kicks it to George. They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. Hits a three-pointer.
One of the league's best wing shooters. PG provides offense night in and night out.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. We talked about the always daunting prospect of slowing down LeBron James. He told me, quote, as dangerous a scorer as LeBron is, we can't devote too much attention to him because he knows how to use his teammates. If we overplay him, he'll pick us apart with his passing. Back to you, B.A.
Thank you for that, Allie. Here's Pritchard. After the Sixers picked up a basket a moment ago. The 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
That jumper from George is so tough to defend. He's got great height and lift.
Embiid inside. Pass to Brown. They set the screen. Outside Maxey. James, right side. Boston pulls it in. White on the wing. And here's George. Over James. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Showing the numbers from last NBA season, the leaders in team steals. 5th best, Philadelphia.
And this is a team that takes great pride in being aggressive on the defensive end. They take good risk and know when to go after opportunities for steals.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments.
You see yourself on the screen and you show us your best moves. Let's go!
So Boston ends up going with a new group.
Substitution on the court. Way to go, everyone. Let's hear it for them.
On defense, the Sixers. Trailing by 2. Drains the triple.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
For Philadelphia, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Williamson with a screen on Conley. And then Morant with the dunk.
What a smooth move by Morant off the pick and roll, getting himself some elbow room to take a shot.
Boston leading by 3. Now Conley. Inside. It's stolen by Green. Simons outside. Philadelphia moving it around to the paint. Oh, they pick off the pass. Hauser outside. Here's Shireman. Offline with a 3.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. DeRozan left side. Williamson outside. DeRozan a screen. Just 4 to shoot. Oh, Williamson throws it down.
And nice muscle from Williamson, accepting the hit and finding a way to finish.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throw of the evening.
At the line for the 76ers, Zion Williamson. At the line for one.
Even as much as we've seen him, we still marvel at the power of Zion around the basket. It's hard for a defender to deal with this kind of strength.
Pritchard from outside. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. Tie game in Boston. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. We hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, it's simple. I mean, they started off strong, and they've been hot from beyond the arc since the get-go.
And as long as the threes are dropping, you've got to keep launching them.
And it's the Sixers with the ball. And at home for the next game, it'll be Charlotte pulling in to face them. That'll be the first of 2 games on their home court. We've got Mike Conley. He's out there with Peyton Pritchard. Sam Hauser out there with Mitchell Robinson. And it's Garza in at the power forward. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thank you. The Sixers are trying to pull it all together. Joel Embiid said, "We still can compete for a championship, but this is going to take time. We have a lot of talent, but we still have to go out and actually do it. It's just hard. We've got a pretty good chance to accomplish something." Back to you.
It's all about health. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. You know, for a team that's had deep playoff runs almost every year recently, the Celtics fell short last season, RJ.
Well, injuries and other factors played into that. But there's so much parity in the NBA right now. There is no team invincible come playoff time.
And we've seen numerous near contenders go all in on trades. But it doesn't always work out that way.
No, especially lately. I can think of 3 or 4 different deals. They didn't pan out quite the way the teams had hoped.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. RJ, it was a wild year in Philadelphia. They used 30 players last season.
3rd most for a team in league history. They set a record for different starting lineups with over 50. Yes, 50 combinations. They're hoping for a little bit more consistency this year.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Bol, he's checked in for Draymond Green. Wade comes in for Williamson. Brown, he's checked in for DeRozan. And it's Beal in for Simons. Morant with it, guarded by Hauser. Morant, the pass to Wade. Back to Bull. Pritchard with a steal. Now here's Hauser. Hounded. That's his first foul of the game. And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
For Celtics Entertainment.
Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. James is checked in for Philadelphia. Looking at last year, here were the players that led the way in terms of overall scoring. 5th, Jason Tatum.
This is a guy who never took a night off. You look at his numbers and you know that he put in a tremendous effort every single game.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter. Just 5 to shoot. There's the triple. Again, the miss by Boston. And so Morant will bring it up for Philadelphia. Nothing on offense from them yet in the second quarter. This, Richard, one of the more jaw-dropping athletes in the game. At 6'2", Ja Morant can get his head at the rim.
And he said we'll see that less often these days. He is trying to save his body and stay on the floor for his team. That is key. This is classic LeBron leaping off the floor for a powerful dunk.
Tatum feeling it out a bit. There's 45 seconds left in the second. Rebound by Philadelphia. Morant, the pass to James. Oh, two vicious points from the King.
Assist.
Roll back that clock. LeBron, the King, still reigns.
And Boston has possession. Left side, Tatum. Brown with the block.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the board.
He gets it in there.
The veteran smarts of James understands how to absorb the contact and still finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
At the line for the 76ers, LeBron James, shooting 1.
What I appreciate about LeBron is how much he loves being a leader. He knows how much his teammates count on him.
Will it go? Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. And Allie LaForce has something for us on the sidelines. Hey, Allie.
Thanks a lot. Well, Coach Nurse, seems like your defensive execution has been pretty sound. What are you seeing from your team?
Really solid, right? Not very many mistakes. We're helping where we're supposed to help. We're sending guys the right direction. Pretty solid.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We will see everyone right back after this break, ready for the second half.
And thank you for joining us, as with 2 quarters in the books, it's looking good for the Philadelphia 76ers.
When you play the right way and you're patient, you usually come out on top.
Yeah, you love a team that will work. Sometimes deep into the clock for their shots. Man, that's great.
Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule.
Taking a look here now at Boston, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have subtle changes. Everything in preparation for this moment.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. You got to like what we're seeing from LeBron James.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
The Sixers lead by 7. The floor is spaced for the Celtics, Richard, and they've launched threes at a record pace.
And when those shots are falling, they are tough to beat. But you live by the 3, die by the 3. Some say they settle when the shot's not falling.
And the 76ers, looking at who they've got. Maxey and Edgecombe man the backcourt. Jaylen Brown is out there with LeBron James. And it's Embiid in at the center position. Pass to Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Back to White. Outside Tatum. White with a screen on James. A leaner. Tatum gets the bucket. Tatum's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Jason Tatum is comfortable anywhere on the hardwood?
To the middle. And it's James with the jam.
And that's how you lead a team, literally.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Pritchard against Maxey. Now here's Pritchard. The D's right on him. Pass to Keita. And he goes in for the dunk.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce. Here's Edgecombe. He's scoreless. Here's Embiid. And Embiid with the slam.
Wow, the process. Come on, I want to see that again.
Thanks for that great view, courtesy of the AT&T Connected Cam. And the Celtics in possession here. 7-point differential. So far, Grant, we've seen some encouraging intangibles from VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, you know, he reminds me of Victor Oladipo or even a Dwayne Wade physically. Just an explosive athlete. And I love the way he uses that strength and quickness at the defensive end of the floor.
Well, Grant, if you had to say, is there anything you think is underrated about Embiid?
You know, B.A., I think it's his intelligence. Joel's a heavy player. Sometimes big men don't get enough credit for their smarts on the court. Embiid knows the game.
A new lineup here for Philadelphia. And so he hits the technical free throw.
All right, fans, give it up for Celtics Entertainment.
And now let's glance at the league's most aggressive defensive teams from last year. The Celtics second.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
And now around 2 minutes going by in this half.
2 minutes.
And there's the screen to the inside. It's stolen by Green. Here we go. The Sixers on the break. Here's Simons. The shot that time not on target. Good work defensively by White. Pass to Keita. Here's Pritchard, defended by DeRozan. Back to Pritchard. Three-pointer. Again, the miss by Boston. And it's Simons with the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. 6-point lead. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. John Morant looking to lead the way. He said, I set the tone. My teammates feed off of it, and I love to compete. That's how we all grew up playing.
Oh, Jason Tatum!
One of the craziest dunks we've seen. Tatum with the bounce.
Philadelphia leading by 4. DeRozan outside. Pass to Williamson. DeRozan against Tatum. Clock at 6. DeRozan passes to Williamson. Grant, how do you slow down Zion Williamson?
Oh, glad I didn't have to, B.A. Obviously, you've got to play him for the drive and keep him in front of you. And when he gets anywhere near the paint, you have to bring the help.
No good on that one.
Yeah, the physical abilities of Zion are truly next level. His build, his strength, I mean, it makes him difficult to defend and totally unique.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. A big group substitution here for Philadelphia. Embiid, he's checked in for Green. LeBron comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Edgecombe, he's checked in for Simons. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for Morant. Walsh can't get it to go. Philadelphia leading by 4. Maxey passes to Embiid. Oh, a vicious move by Embiid.
A list of guys as strong as Joel Embiid in this league is very short.
Shot and game clock separated by 5.
Philadelphia foul. Edgecombe. Personal foul.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Adjustments are a part of every game, in every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity to get your group together and make sure everyone is on the same page.
We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside Robinson. Nice ball movement by Boston. 5 to shoot. Pass to Walsh. From downtown. Connects from downtown. And here's Morant. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! Wow!
Great job ending the quarter on a high note.
That's the play that pumps up the whole team, and they'll try to carry that energy into the next period.
The third quarter comes to a close. The Sixers on top. They lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling here on 2K Sports. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big men in the league today than we've ever seen.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. They've got Sam Hauser, Mike Conley out there with Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Mitchell Robinson, and it's Garza in at the 4-man position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Bowl, screen on Conley. James passes to Bowl, and the basket is good. Bowles got his first points in this one.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Pass to Hauser. Let's go with a 3. Nails it from beyond.
The arc. Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
The Sixers leading. There's a screen by Bowl. And finished off by Bowl.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Here's James. Oh, a matching slam. Back and forth they go.
Honestly, I feel so fortunate to be able to sit here and watch this because there are not many vintage performances by LeBron James left to go in his career.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged.
It's time for Dance Day. If you see yourself. Look at those moves.
A big group substitution here for Boston. Cadis checked in for Robinson. George comes in for Garza. Tatum, he's checked in for Hauser. And Derek White subbed in for Conley. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. And Coach challenged the team, asking them to bring the fight inside, telling them to play with pride, telling the team, you're getting bullied near the hoop. Let's see if it works, guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. There's a screen. Here's Pritchard. Oh, touches it off the glass.
Over the years, we've seen constant growth from Tatum as a playmaker. Part of the reason why he's an all-NBA first teamer.
Picked by Williamson. Outside Maxey. Beal with a screen on Pritchard. Now Beal. Oh, he finished it off. A beauty of a pass.
What a read by Maxey. Sees how the play opens up and sends the ball that way.
Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum. He's a sharpshooter.
You expect he's going to find a way to pull through in the clutch.
And Brown has got the ball here for the 76ers. Maxey. Yes! Using that window.
Attacking in a big moment. Maxey is not holding back.
Brown against Tatum. Outside George to take the lead. Brown pulls down the board.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
It's tipped. George with a steal. He launches, and he nails it.
That's what you love about PG. He rises to the occasion.
For Philadelphia, they've gotten off to a perfect 5 for 5 so far in the fourth. Picked by Williamson. And they double up Williamson. Outside Brown. Here's Maxey. 6 on the shot clock. Picked by Williamson. Maxey with it. Pritchard picks him up. Yes, sir! Count it!
Maxey attacked without any hesitation. I love the confidence from the young fella.
Maxey against Pritchard. Driving in. Williamson with a rebound. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that. And you have to try to make something happen. I mean, they have to be aggressive at this point, even if it's risking a foul.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. And Philadelphia making a change here. James is checked in. Good on the second free throw. So 0 for 2 there. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Tatum! He's off from 3. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
At the line for the 76ers, LeBron James, 2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one, and that'll put him up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
The last make was huge. Now, realistically, the worst-case scenario for them is OT.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. From a coaching perspective, what are the keys to focus on here?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point. So I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
And it's Bull with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Deflects the pass. And so the ball out of bounds. Brown touched it last.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Brown with the steal, and they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for Philadelphia. Jaylen Brown. 2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
starts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second. And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. And Philadelphia making a change here. Coming up empty, missing both.
Not the result he or his teammates were hoping for. He could have put this one away. This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here.
Philadelphia substitution. Edge call. Maxey.
Embiid, a screen on White. They swipe it. Regulation is ended, and we are headed to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. Here's Pritchard, their backcourt, Pritchard and White. George out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Keita in at the center position, locking down the middle. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for the 76ers. James outside. It's off.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim, just couldn't capitalize.
White outside. Here's Keita. Embiid covers. Shot clock at 6. Here's George. Beyond the arc. The putback. Just in time with the putback.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Maxey. Cash it in.
Continuing to work. No give from Maxey, even amongst the bigs.
Boston has gone 0 for 2 from deep. Not what they need this overtime. Here's a pass to Tatum. With a teardrop. Brown pulls down the board. And Philadelphia has possession. Embiid. Not that time.
Defense pulled out all the stops to shut him down there.
George. Embiid there for the rebound. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now here's Maxey. James, a screen on Pritchard. Now James. Jams it home!
That's why you keep your head up. If the assist is there, you can pounce.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
I don't know if they should be greedy here and go for a 3. I'd take it to the basket, get a high percentage shot, or maybe get fouled.
So it's the 76ers taking the W in a close one. They escape with the W, even though they needed a few extra minutes to pull it off.
And both teams gave their all. But when it came down to overtime, it was about who had more determination.
All right, let's send it down to Allie LaForce, who's with our player of the game.
LeBron, that was an impressive win. What did it take to get it done tonight?
It's a really good team that we're playing. They're very resilient, just like us. They play together, they play hard, they play tough, so we had to bring that fight tonight.
You brought it. It paid off. Congrats.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching. And let's leave you with our player of the game, LeBron James.